Hi everyone, welcome back to our Histo-PH family, where forgotten Filipino history finally comes alive. Today, we're diving deep into Human History is Wrong, and the Philippines proves it. A story that rewrites everything we thought we knew about our beginnings. Everything you learned about early human history is incomplete. For generations, we were taught a clean, confident story. Humans evolved in Africa. They spread slowly. They learned tools, language, culture, and only much later did they reach the far edges of the world. That story felt settled until evidence emerged from a place history never expected to matter: the Philippine Islands. Deep inside a limestone cave, archaeologists uncovered proof that humans were here more than 67,000 years ago. No land bridges, no maps, no written language, just survival. This discovery doesn't challenge one chapter of history, it challenges the entire timeline of human evolution. The story. We were taught for most of the 20th century, scientists believed Southeast Asia was settled late. Why? Because geography seemed impossible. The Philippines is an archipelago of thousands of islands. Even during ice ages, when sea levels were lower, these islands were never connected to the Asian mainland. To reach them, ancient humans would have needed to cross open ocean. And according to traditional models, early humans couldn't do that. They were thought to be simple, reactive, land-bound, so Southeast Asia became a footnote in human history, until evidence forced scientists to look again. If you're amazed by our ancestors' story, Human History is Wrong, and the Philippines proves it, help us hit our 500-like goal. Drop a comment about your favorite fact, and subscribe to join the HISTOPH family. And don't forget to hype this video. The cave that rewrote human history. In 2019, scientists opened a cave in the Philippines and found something that made them freeze. Bones. But not human bones. Not exactly. Something else. Something that should be impossible. They belong to a species we never knew existed, and it just destroyed everything you learned in school about where we came from. This is Homo luzonensis. And here's why it's absolutely insane. For your entire life, you've been told humans evolved in Africa, walked to Asia, then spread everywhere else. A nice, simple story. One species, one path. Except that's a lie, because these bones were found on an island, Luzon, in the middle of the ocean, and it's always been surrounded by water. No land bridge, no way to walk there. So how did they get there 67,000 years ago? They built boats, with brains the size of a chimpanzee's. Let that sink in. A species with a brain, 1/3 the size of yours, crossed the ocean before modern humans even left Africa. But wait, it gets crazier. On another island nearby, Flores, scientists found another mystery species, Homo floresiensis, 3 feet tall, called the hobbit, alive until 50,000 years ago. That means something absolutely wild. We weren't alone. 50,000 years ago, there were at least 5 different human species walking the earth at the same time. Neanderthals in Europe, Denisovans in Siberia, hobbits in Indonesia, luzonensis in the Philippines, and us. Now there's only us. What happened to them? Nobody knows. But here's the terrifying part. In 2018, they found stone tools on Luzon that are 700,000 years old. Before Homo luzonensis even existed, someone else was there first. And we have no idea who. The Philippines has 7,641 islands. They've dug up maybe 10 sites. Do the math. We've barely scratched the surface. Your history books lied to you. Human evolution wasn't a ladder. It was an explosion of different species, different experiments, different versions of us. And one by one, they all vanished, except us. So the next time someone tells you they know how humans evolved, remember Callao Cave. Remember that 13 bones flipped 300,000 years of science upside down. Because if we were wrong about this, what else are we wrong about? A human that shouldn't exist. In 2004, scientists found a skeleton in Indonesia that broke every rule of human evolution. She was 3 feet tall, had a brain the size of a grapefruit, and lived 18,000 years ago, when modern humans were already building civilizations. They called her the Hobbit, Homo floresiensis, and she's proof we've been lied to. Here's what makes this impossible. Modern humans reached Indonesia 50,000 years ago. We had fire, tools, language. This species had a brain smaller than a chimp's. She should have gone extinct, but she didn't. She survived alongside us for 30,000 years, hunting pygmy elephants, making stone tools, thriving. Then, in 2016, scientists dated her bones again. The result? She lived until 50,000 years ago, right when modern humans arrived on Flores. Then she vanished. Coincidence? Or did we erase them? Because here's the thing nobody talks about. Every time Homo sapiens showed up somewhere new, the other human species disappeared. Neanderthals, Denisovans, the Hobbit. We're the only ones left. And the question scientists won't ask out loud is this: did we simply outlive them, or did we hunt them to extinction? The Hobbit's bones don't have answers, just more questions and a warning. The ocean barrier problem. Scientists just realized ancient humans did something that should be impossible, and it changes everything. Here's the problem. Indonesia and the Philippines are islands. Always have been. Even during the Ice Age, when oceans dropped 400 feet, there was still 15 miles of open water between them and Asia. But humans got there 700,000 years ago, with brains half the size of ours, no language, Stone Age tools, and they crossed the ocean. In 2018, archaeologists found butchered rhino bones on an island, with stone tools dated to 709,000 years old. That's 200,000 years before Homo sapiens even existed. Someone built rafts, navigated currents, survived the crossing multiple times because they brought women, children, and tools. This wasn't an accident. It was planned. The craziest part? We have zero evidence of boats from that era. No remains, no drawings, nothing. Which means for 700,000 years, we've underestimated them. If they could cross oceans, what else could they do? And how much of human history did we get completely wrong? Rewriting human intelligence. In 2004, scientists found a human with a brain the size of an orange who made tools, used fire, and hunted for 300,000 years. Everything we know about intelligence is wrong. Homo floresiensis had a 400 cubic centimeter brain, smaller than a chimp's, yet they created sophisticated stone tools and survived longer than Neanderthals. Brain size doesn't equal intelligence, and that changes everything about human evolution. The Philippines as a human crossroads. The Philippines just revealed something shocking. It's where multiple human species collided. Scientists found 3 different human species on these islands, spanning 700,000 years, stone tools from an unknown ancestor, Homo luzonensis bones, and evidence of Homo sapiens' arrival. This wasn't just an island. It was an evolutionary battleground where different versions of humanity met, competed, and vanished. The Philippines holds the key to understanding what happened when human species collided and why only we survived. Why this was ignored for so long. For 60 years, scientists refused to believe ancient humans could reach islands. They called early discoveries mistakes and deformed bones. When Homo floresiensis was found in 2004, experts tried to dismiss it as a diseased modern human. It took years to prove them wrong. Why? Because admitting ancient humans crossed oceans meant admitting they were smarter than we thought. It shattered the Western narrative of primitive ancestors. The Philippines proved them all wrong, and they hate it. A global timeline. In crisis, every history textbook has the same timeline. Humans left Africa 70,000 years ago and spread across the world. But the Philippines just shattered it. Stone tools there date to 709,000 years ago. Homo luzonensis lived 67,000 years ago, both before the official out-of-Africa migration. That means human history didn't happen once. It happened multiple times. Different species, different waves, different stories. We've been teaching the wrong timeline for decades, and scientists are scrambling to rewrite it all. The lost humans. Between 2003 and 2019, scientists discovered 3 new human species in Southeast Asia alone. 3 in 16 years. Homo floresiensis, Homo luzonensis, Denisovans, all existed alongside us. All had their own tools, cultures, survival strategies. Then they vanished. Here's the terrifying question. How many more are out there? How many human species lived and died without leaving a trace? The Philippines has 7,641 islands. We've dug up 10 sites. We're not discovering human history. We're realizing how much we've lost. What this means for us today. You carry DNA from species that went extinct 40,000 years ago. Neanderthal genes help your immune system. Denisovan genes help Tibetans breathe at high altitude. We're genetic mixtures of multiple human species. We didn't just outlive them, we absorbed them. Final reflection. The Philippines didn't just rewrite history, it revealed a haunting truth. For 300,000 years, Earth was home to multiple human species, different bodies, different minds, all trying to survive. Now only we remain. Were we smarter, luckier, or more ruthless? 13 bones in a cave forced us to admit we barely understand our own story. Thousands of islands remain unexcavated, millions of years left unexplored. Our ancestors' stories don't end here. They're just waiting to be rediscovered. Smash that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to join the HISTOPH family for the next epic chapter of our forgotten history.